everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I was going to make a video on PTC, exactly what PTC is. And then I ran across this video and I thought, actually I know a lot of you will get a laugh from this. And this just goes to show you how training at NS is so, it's like this fantasy land that they prepare their conductors for. You know, like when PTC first came out, this was a safety tool. And you'll hear it in this video. This was a safety tool. And it was not intended to take the positions of conductors, but here we are with Cindy Sanborn, BN, all these people, all these different class 1s trying to take the conductor role out of the cab due to PTC. So Norfolk Southern straight up lied. 2015, they lied, they continue to lie, and then now they're saying, oh, no, actually, we can use PTC for conductors. So this is training that Norfolk Southern sent me, and let's listen to what they have to say. I'm gonna cut my camera off and y'all can just watch it and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Hi, I'm Mark Mannion. I'm here today to kick off your introduction to positive train control training. It's an exciting time to be a railroader. Even though the industry and our company are almost 200 years old, we're still changing rapidly. PTC is part of that change, and you are too. Each of you, and you're joined by over 15,000 of Norfolk Southern's employees and close to 100,000 of the industry's employees, in receiving PTC training because of the responsibility you have for the safety of our railroad operations. Norfolk Southern is already a safe railroad. You do a tremendous job out there every day ensuring you follow our operating rules, standards and procedures, and maintain our equipment to run a safe railroad. The PTC system is designed to prevent train-to-train collisions, overspeed derailments, unauthorized incursion into a work zone, and accidents caused by switches improperly lined for a train's movement. PTC is a safety system. It doesn't replace our operation today, but is overlaid on top of it. And it's a fail-safe system. It takes the focused effort of every one of our engineers and conductors, electricians, signalmen and maintainers, roadway workers, dispatchers, other operating personnel, and back office employees working safely and working together to ensure PTC can do this job. You will learn more about your responsibility with PTC through the upcoming training modules. I encourage you to listen, learn, ask questions, and engage others in discussion to fully understand your interaction with different parts of the system and each other. To ensure we keep PTC up and running as intended, you'll also learn about how to handle failures or issues with the components of PTC. This is the start of a long journey to implement PTC where it is required across our railway. The Rail Safety Improvement Act and FRA's regulation require that we roll this system out over half of our network. We intend to do that safely and in a phased approach. The training you will receive, specific to your responsibilities, will provide you with the information and tools you need for PTC to continue to run our railroad safely and serve our customers.
All you new guys and girls looking to join the industry, or you're going to school, you're going to learn about PTC. But what is PTC? Let me take you to the real world of what PTC really is, and what it has became. PTC stands for Positive Train Control, and it is basically used, like he said in this video, that it was designed to avoid train-to-train collisions. It was avoid running signals, avoid going inside limits that's not inside, to avoid going in limits that you're not authorized in, miss switches and stuff like that. That's the main reason PTC came for. The FRA, the government, made these class 1s do this. And in return, you could go to NS's website. I'm not sure if it's still there, but NS's website used to say PTC is for safety. PTC is safety, 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 and that's what it was for. When I started in 2017, PTC had already started to transition into where it was for safety. It turned into a firing tool. And the problem with that is, and somehow they got away with it, I don't know how. If it was me, I'd have hired my own lawyer and filed lawsuits against NS. But these train masters and superintendents were so ignorant. They were firing people when they had a software that had bugs. What do I mean by bugs? I mean, when this is a story, me and an engineer named Jeremy were going through Decatur with PTC active train, going across a bridge that had a 20-mile-per-hour speed restriction over this drawbridge. Okay, me and Jeremy are going like 12, 13 miles per hour. All of a sudden, enforced signal drops in front of us. Get enforced, put the brakes on. What the heck is that? That's that's just one example. Another example is going to Chattanooga. You go through a place called Paint Rock. Me and another engineer named Marty was going through Paint Rock, and all of a sudden, this screen right here you see right now, it looks very similar to this. We wasn't going 26. We were probably going 47, 46, 47. It has popped up red and just said warning, braking in X amount of seconds, or it was like 10 or 15 seconds. Then it'd go away. And then a couple minutes later, it'd pop back up, warning, braking in so-and-so seconds. And Marty wasn't even worried about it. He was like, yeah, it happens. They have bugs. They have bugs. But during this was in 2018 when this happened. So these superintendents and train masters were firing people when their software wasn't even up to date. It wasn't foolproof like they said. I think PTC has its purpose. I think it's good to have, but NS has taken it and taken advantage of it. So now you had PTC was a safety tool, then it was a firing tool, and now it's become a job replacement, is what it has solely became. NS is so full of crap when it comes to their training. Y'all just saw the video. He simply just said PTC is not a replacement for conductors. But it is a overlaying or an addition to a conductor's role, an engineer's role. We all know that has changed, drastically. And this is all due to Wall Street and, hedge funds and stuff like that. So that is what PTC is. So let's look at the screen. Let me explain to you what the screen stands for. So on the top left over here, you have your time. You have your engine number, BNSF 6967. This active means that PTC is active. It'll show your miles per hour. The blue here is your grade, so your hills on your tracks. So you can see this guy's on a pretty slick grade. There's a little white spot right here that you can see me circling. That is actually your train. It looks like this guy here is probably light power, if I had to guess. Maybe with a couple of cars, maybe a local, something like that. But your train will be a white line if it's really long. Okay, and then down here is your tracks. So this one looks like there's two mainline tracks, and looks like there's a siding track maybe, or a spur track. And then these, and these numbers right here are your milepost. 82, 81, 80, 79, 78. That's your milepost. So that's basically it on as far as PTC. Now, as far as this screen right here, the only difference is this red line right here is where you're not authorized to go. Right? So you have this big giant red box with hatch marks. When you're running on a train, when you're running like track speed, you will actually see a red and yellow line. The red and yellow line stand for two things. Your SD is your red line. That is your stopping distance. Right? So that's what PTC has determined. That's how long it will take for your train to stop. It's going to take this train to stop at 26 miles per hour. It's going to take 881 feet to stop. The warning distance, which is WD, will be a yellow line on your screen when you're looking at it. The warning distance is 3,600 feet. So what does a warning and stopping distance mean? A warning distance means if that yellow line hits this edge, whenever this yellow line gets right here and hits this line, it will warn you and pop up and say, hey, need to slow down. The problem is when that yellow and the red line will be on the inside, the yellow will be on the outside. When the red and the yellow get too close and they touch, that's when you get enforced. And this is what happened here. So braking in 0 seconds. They got enforced right here. It's exactly what happened. And, that's just how it is. It says your milepost, 80.8 on main 2. Next target switch, 0 miles per hour. So that is what PTC is in a nutshell, understanding the screen. PTC helped me a lot understanding my territory, understanding my grades, going up and down hills. And, like I said, I think it's a good safety tool, but NS has turned it, actually all the class ones I'm sure have turned it from a safety tool to a firing tool. Now they're looking for a job replacement tool to satisfy their, their greed, their temporary greed. Satisfy the Wall Street's their bosses, all these class ones bosses. I don't care. Alan Shaw, he's not the boss. He's not the CEO. Alan Shaw he is owned by Wall Street, so his boss is working Wall Street. But that's basically what PTC is. Positive train control. It's a safety tool, but it is a firing tool, and they're trying their hardest for it to be a job replacement tool. So that is the truth. Whatever you listen to in training, if it's, I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what any trainer tells you. I don't care who it is, if they work for NS or a contractor or whatever. Class 1s are trying their best to take your job due to PTC. So that's it. That's all I have for today. Sorry it's been so long. I have really been focused on just work, and we've worked over every night. Just got home, went to bed. Didn't do much of anything. I've slowly been working on this podcast. It's really hard to upload it, edit a podcast that's over an hour long. So working on that also. Appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you guys in a couple of days with another video. I guess we'll probably go over the news. I'm waiting for some news to break, but we're kind of under a gag order. Everything's kind of slow, and we'll see what happens here in the next couple of weeks. So other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all be safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.